So we're going to speak about, we're dealing with Purim. We dealt with the mitzvah of Megillah. Chazan Yoni spoke about that. I spoke about Mishloach Manot. Those are two mems. We have two more mems. What are the other two mems? Okay. That is a mem. It's a transliterated mem. But the mishteh, right? You could remember it that way. The meal, that's fine. The mishteh, and also there's one more. Matanot Levyanim. So I'm going to do that one, and we'll do the other one on another day. So Matanot Levyanim, I'll go through it based on the order of who, what, where, when, and how. Okay? So, but before that, so the reason why we do Mishloach Matanot Levyanim is for the same reason we do Mishloach Manot, to ensure that we're united, because we were not united and kind of full of, I guess, like love and connection during the time of Achashverosh. So we're kind of trying to correct that. And also Purim, the celebration was done through feasting and celebration, so we try to mimic that. And also, so when you give money to a poor person, you create simcha and connection, and also to allow them to have their own meal. And so we offer them money so they can do that. It's going to be relevant for how much you give. If it's just about creating happiness, maybe you can give a very minimal amount. If it's about for them having a meal, you should provide more. So we'll think about that. Okay, who, what, where? We'll do with who. Who's obligated? Men and women are obligated after the mitzvah. Everyone was in the miracle, so therefore they are obligated. Who do we do it with? You have to do it with somebody who's needy. Sometimes it's difficult to distinguish who is needy. I was at the Kotel last year, and I saw this person came up to us very serious, really, it was like, seemed very needy. And then I saw them go take all the money. They went to their friend, and they had this whole stack of money they were collecting, and it seemed like kind of like a little bit like a scam. You never know.
But did they give you a red string?
No, I didn't even get a red string out of it. But it was a very aggressive person. So you don't always know. So you have to be careful kind of to figure out who is really in need. How do you know what's the definition of someone in need? The most liberal approach I saw was like Chazon Ish says that they're not organized with their funds. Like they don't have enough money to kind of get by. But anything more than that, obviously they're considered in that category. Somebody doesn't have food to eat. Definitely somebody who deserves, who could benefit from this. Now, you can also not just yourself do, you can appoint an agent to give money on your behalf. That's what a lot of people do. An agent can do a mitzvah for you. So if you give money to an organization, gives money to us that will disseminate, we make sure the person that we who we put the money in their hands, they deliver it on Purim itself. That's what's most important. That person gets it on Purim itself. Some people, from that reason, they discourage giving the Matanot Levyanim before Purim to be used on Purim, because somebody might, in their great need, use it beforehand. So you should be careful to give it on Purim itself. You can give it, or you can appoint a messenger to do it. Somebody who doesn't have money themselves, they're still obligated in the mitzvah. So they do it like we said with Mishloach Manot. They'll just, whatever they receive, if they receive, they'll exchange it with somebody, and they'll give them back what they have. So you say, what's the benefit in this? Well, the benefit is that you're creating a connection and community in some way. Okay, so what? Who? What? What do you give? So you give with Mishloach Manot. We said you have to give two gifts, two food items to one person. Here it's one gift of money to two gifts total to two people. So one to each person. Each person gets one contribution. We're going to see how much that is in a moment. You can give food or money if it's for them to have a meal, so you can give them food as well. So how much does one give? So this is the category of what. So there's the minimal amount, which is quoted as in the name of the Ritva, is really like 10 cents. So that's the minimal amount in the sense that the Gemara speaks about the Ritva speaks about a pruta, and each person gets a pruta. However, we give more, so it could be $1, it could be $5. Some say $5, and the others say give them so they can have a proper meal. How much is that? $15, $20? Not proper. I don't know. Proper meals in. It's hard to know today. What?
So it's eggs. It's a lot more than that.
Sure.
They need to account for inflation.
Okay. So $6, not $5. Anyway, whatever you can give, they're not really supposed to limit it. So if you can give in a generous way, give two port. They can account. Give $10 is 2 portions of $5. Give more, that's much, much better. Okay, so where do you, who, what, where? So where? You should give it, make sure that the poor person, if you're giving them in person, that they're home and that they're going to get it on Purim. That's the only thing I have to say about where. And when? When do we do it? When do we do it? At Purim day. Just like Mishloach Manot, Purim day. Because the verse says days of Mishteh V'Simcha. It says days, Yemei Mishteh V'Simcha. So we should do it in the day and not in the night. Again, you could give it earlier in the week to be delivered on Purim. But it has to be delivered on Purim. Finally is how. It's better to do it, if you can, in a discreet way. That the person who's receiving doesn't know. It's very different than Mishloach Manot, because they're given in a way that the person should know, because you're giving them a present and it's supposed to create happiness. But here, because it's like tzedakah, it's good to give it discreetly. One more thing is there's a blessing that goes with, there's no blessing that goes with Matanot Levanim, but when we say Shechianu over the Megillah in the morning, we have to try to have intent over the mitzvahs of the day. So those are some guidelines for Mishloach Manot, and for Matanot Levanim. And as we said yesterday, if you have a choice between Mishloach Manot, Seudah, and Matanot Levanim, where are you going to put your energy? They say you should really put it in Matanot Levanim. It's like a little contrary to how what we do today, but maybe we should up our game a little bit in terms of Matanot Levanim compared to Mishloach Manot based on that.